I want to give a little little disclaimer for today's video, and maybe you can already tell by the sound of my raspy ass voice. I am fighting illness. I'm drinking some tea. I've been blowing my nose the whole day. I hope you're doing good today. It's been a little while. It's been a hella hectic week for me. It's been a, you know what? What a year it has been already. It's time to wrap up January. I'm over this. I'm tired. Are we allowed to rest? If you're reading the title by this video, this is exactly what we're going to talk about. Resting, taking care of ourselves, really taking the time, because sometimes it can feel really bad to rest. And I've been noticing, like, the reason that I'm fighting illness, I'm literally fighting, and it won't win because I'm a good fighter. I'm a beast when it comes to fighting. Don't try me, okay? I know looks can be deceiving. A girl got anger issues, but I've learned to manage them very well. The reason that I'm fighting it is because I feel like I'm in a space in life right now where I just don't have the time to be sick. And I feel like that's probably part of adulthood. I get adults. Sometimes I used to wonder, like, why are my, like, especially mothers, why are they never sick, you know? And it's just like, when you grow up, you just start to realize we ain't got no time to be sick. We have things to take care of. So much respect to all the people that are just finessing through illnesses, like dodging bullets, learning to take care of themselves, and also just like fighting through the pain. I've been a performing artist since I was little. I used to be on stage a lot, and you cannot be performing or like getting ready. You've worked on a project for so long, and a week before like the show, for the actual show, the premiere, you bruise your ankle or you just get some type of problem. Like, yeah, no, I'll just have to fight through the pain and I will deal with this after we're done with the job. So let's talk about it today, because the interesting thing about being sick or like resting, taking the time to rest, to slow down, is not necessarily always that we don't want to, that we don't have the time, that we can't take the time. But a lot of the time it's also a self-imposed limitation. It is kind of a thing that we accept in society, but today I want to sit with you and ask ourselves the question, does it really have to be that way always? Is it because life has always been this way, or because life is presented to us in this way and we have seen adults work in this manner? Maybe our parents have to show up and always put the money first and not their health. Is that because we've always seen that it has to be this way? In this video, I want to like question our ways of society. I find that we have very unhealthy habits in the society, which is okay, which a lot of the times it's, well, is it okay though? I wouldn't want it for my kids. But at the same time, it's just part of life. It's just part of the routine. It's sometimes how things are, how things have been. Sometimes it can also be a season of your life. Doesn't mean that in the season you don't have the time to rest, that you're planning on living this way forever. Sometimes it's just part of how things roll. But if you are in a place where you feel a little bit overwhelmed, or you're wondering like, I just cannot slow down, I don't feel good when I do slow down, because that can also be a thing. Sometimes I feel like illness is presented to us to force us to slow down. Anyways, I'm getting into it way too fast. Let's get into the video. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Lynn. If you're new here, I talk about whatever I want to talk about. Sometimes it's emotional, sometimes it's mental, sometimes it's just ranting. It's whatever I want, and I just share good vibes. I mean, I hope I do. I want to, but we need to talk serious things sometimes as well. But I do hope that we can just like learn from each other and share good things. And I'm grateful for you guys. So welcome if you're new, welcome if you're returning, welcome to my Dutch speaking people, welcome to my French speaking people, welcome to my English or other languages. There's so many people from all over the world. I'm so grateful for that. And I'm going to work on putting like subtitles, because I'm getting more and more people that are like, I watch your videos, but I don't understand. I know I'm working on it. I'm so sorry. There's so many tools. I actually don't have an excuse, but maybe I do. I don't have the time or I don't make the time. Anyways, I have been going through such a busy past few months, and it has a kind of like pushing my limits, and I know I'm able to do it, and I'm going so hard, and I'm very happy. I'm very grateful with the work that I get to do. I know that there has been a time in my life that I was wishing to be so busy, to feel so prosperous, to have so many opportunities, to feel needed, to feel useful, to feel like my work matters, to feel like I'm actually good at what I do, and sometimes it's that abundance of work and opportunity and demand for your time, your energy, that manifests because maybe you're just good and maybe you're just at that place in your life. And I'm very grateful for that. And this is what I wanted for such a long time. And if I want to keep going, if I want to achieve certain things in life, I can only imagine there's so much more work to be done. So this is not in any way saying like, no, stop working. Like, you're not supposed to work. You're just supposed to relax and chill and do nothing. And life is about doing nothing and just enjoying life. And you don't have to work. Like, I remember there was this time, and maybe you've gone through this as well, when you first get into like this spiritual side of like the internet and people, the spiritual discourse, right? And people kind of demonize or like put working, the working society, like capitalism and everything that comes around, like just working, right, is being seen as such a bad thing. I went through that phase too. I'm like, I'm not supposed to work. I'm just supposed to like eat berries and papayas and mangoes and like enjoy my life on a beach somewhere. But I think I'm way past that phase of my life. And at a certain point, I'm not working to live. I always confuse that phrase. Like, is it working to live or living to work? Because if I live to work, I am living to work because working is satisfying me. But it's not that work is the only thing I do in life. But if I work to live, it's like I only work because I want to live, but that's not how I feel. And I know most people say I don't work to live. Most people say I don't live to work. I work to live. I feel like I live to work. Huh? I feel like I literally get so much gratification, satisfaction, good energy, rewards from the work that I do. And I'm very grateful that from a young age I've always allowed myself to do what I wanted to do, and that I'm still very, free in the choices that I'm able to make. I don't have huge responsibilities that are limiting me from, for example, saying today, like, I'm gonna quit my job, And this can also be a debate because sometimes it's also ourselves telling ourselves our own fears, telling ourselves that we can't leave a certain job or that we are necessarily unsafe if, for example, we don't have an income for some time. And I'm not talking about people that have children. That's a whole other conversation. Please, respect to you guys. I'm not there yet, so I cannot speak for you. But I'm at this place like I work because I like to work. Because if I don't work, I don't feel like I live as much, which might sound weird for a lot of people. Anyways, that's always what I came from. So I'm very happy to work. I get a lot of energy from it. My friends think I'm an overachiever. I actually won the overachiever award of my girlfriend group this year. I don't think I overachieve. I just like to work. Anyways, but I have so much things to do, and work just never stops. If you want to work all year round, you're going to be able to work. If you want to be busy every single day, every minute, every second of the day, you will find things to do. There's always work to be done, especially if you're a hard worker that always seeks work, that wants to work. And there's always going to be new deadlines if you can't set a limit for yourself, if you take on all opportunities and everything comes at you. And at some point, you're going to reach your tipping point because you're human. Energy is limited, Energy can also fade. Energy can be transmuted. Energy is not, if we're constantly pouring out energy, we have to at some point ask ourselves, are we putting back as much in ourselves as we are putting out? And the thing is, when we get so busy, sometimes it's not that we don't do things that don't try to pour in our energy, but sometimes our mind can get so scattered, and That's my problem. I start to put so much energy into different places that sometimes there's so much going on in my head that I just forget the little things, the little routines, the little habits. So a lot of the time when we're like working and we're like going very fast, we're putting our energy in all of these external things. And when we're going, and I'm talking for myself, but maybe you might recognize yourself in this, there comes this place where we start to look externally as well to like fuel our own energy, to like recharge our own batteries. And sometimes it can be through people, sometimes it can be through like media outlets, consumption, shopping. Maybe some people like to smoke some, drink some, you know. Sometimes we get into our bad habits again because we are looking for a quick fix to like relax, to like feel better, to like uplift our energy again. And over time, it can be slowly destructing ourselves, and our health also can start to like really degrade over time. And so I feel like these times where we can consciously learn and consciously apply for ourselves to like slow down and tell ourselves, you know, it's actually okay to not get all your work done and not always be perfect and not always be the perfect achiever, but also allow yourself to really come back to stillness. And this is such an uncomfortable thing to do. Being still, taking the time to rest, taking time to draw back all your energy from all the places that they were, not feeling the need to respond to everyone, not feeling the need to be everywhere, not feeling the need to constantly fill in every single hour of your day to be productive. This is a very uncomfortable thing. When I give myself a day to not be productive, there's a lot of the times these feeling of guilt, these feeling of I'm not gonna get it done, I'm not good enough. Sometimes these are also what we feel with procrastination. But are we really procrastinating, or are we just not allowing ourselves a place to rest in peace? How often do we rest in peace while we are alive? I know we all pray to rest in peace when we're dead, but are we, the living beings, also allowed to rest peacefully? I feel like I'm missing that, actually. I miss like good sleep. I haven't had good sleep in a long time because I always have to wake up super early. But then oversleeping also doesn't feel really good. You know what I mean? It's so weird. But anyways, and sometimes I wonder, is there also maybe this sense of imposter syndrome that we feel when we're not constantly productive, when we're not constantly busy doing things? Are we telling ourselves, are we living in a society where we are still so focused on working, achieving, getting things done, making things look a certain way to the outside world, that somewhere we feel like we're not good enough, or we feel like we haven't achieved certain things, or we are afraid to take a step back from working and just observing the things that we have done, feeling so safe and stable in who we are and in the work that we have, and also not feeling like once you let go of something that it's gone. That is a whole video on its own. There's like this confidence that we can learn to acquire in our work, in our financial stability, in our abundance, in our general stability. And sometimes we feel like if we're not constantly working to someone, that it's going to leave us. That might be a subconscious blockage within your mind that makes you believe that if you are not constantly working towards something, that you don't have it, or that it's gonna leave. Is that maybe an abandonment, attachment style? I don't know. Are you anxiously attached to your finances, to your work? That might be something in that way. I've had that as well, and I had to observe at some point, like, whoa, can I actually like not work and still feel successful and like be pleased and grateful and happy at the place that I'm at currently? And what is really going to play in a lot of the times is gratitude. But I feel like sometimes we keep running. It's because we're afraid to actually stand still in the place that we are currently, in the present moment, observe our current life circumstances, people around us, because maybe somewhere deep down, you know that you are not happy where you are. You know that you are not at the place that you want to be at. But as long as you keep running away from those realizations, from accepting and facing those feelings, you won't be able to integrate them into your system to actually take the required steps that will help you to make the right changes, which will allow you to go towards the path that you want to go through. Sometimes we are so busy avoiding the reality of the things that we don't like. We are so busy avoiding the truth of the matter because we know the truth is going to hurt us. We know the truth is not what we want. We know the truth might be disappointing and we might be very hard on ourselves, but that's also temporary. Time heals all. Time does heal all eventually. Doesn't mean it never comes back, but only when we are able to integrate and accept and face the truth and face ourselves within the present moment are we able to make productive changes and the right steps towards a future where we will feel more aligned, where we will feel like we're able to rest in more peace in general. Not only sleep. I'm not only in sleep, resting in peace. Being in peace is also an embodiment. It's an energy. It's a way you move through the world. It's a way you interact with people. It's a way you look for jobs. You're not thirsty. You're not afraid to not have, because you know that no matter what you do, you're on the right path. You got whatever you need, It's an energy. Are you still in the rat race? Maybe it's because you're afraid to face yourself. And maybe, it might not be. If you don't feel that way, this is not for you. But if this is triggering you in any kind of way, or if you're feeling any type of emotions, look, don't shoot the messenger, okay? I'm just here for you to think about things a certain different way, but it's always going to be up to you to face yourself, to sit with yourself, to be honest with yourself, and to ask yourself the question, let me take a step back, and am I actually happy where I'm at? Is this where I want to be? Is this where I want to, if I keep living the way I do right now, where am I going to see myself in 5 years? Because the way you are living right now is a lot of a time, a reflection of where you're going. So if you're not at rest in who you are, if you're not in peace, you're not yet on the timeline of you being in peace. Don't think that you can work yourself to peace over time. And wait, that's the wrong way of saying it, because you actually can. Everything you want, all the changes that you want is things that you can do in the now, but it will require you to actually stand still and face yourself in the present and really take a time to disconnect from everything outside of you, reconnect with your inner self, reconnect with God, listen to your emotions, write. That's why I love writing, because writing really urges you to come back to the present, really dissect all your thoughts, feel your emotions, and you're able to go into dialogue with yourself. I find writing such a magical tool. Wow. Anyway, so I think this was a message for me to say, Lynn, it's okay to rest. You've done enough. It's okay to rest. And when I say rest, I'm probably just going to take one day off. Or just work during the day and allow myself to just have evenings where I don't do anything. Also not feeling the need to always reply to people, always not feeling the need to always plan things in my agenda. It's okay. Just take a breather. It's okay. And you're also way more fun when you're well rested and when you have that inner balance and when you have that check moment with yourself and you're like, okay, we're good. Let's go again. People can feel that. Anyways, I hope that made some kind of sense. I hope my voice wasn't too annoying for you today. I'm absolutely going to rest my voice. Man, I have been skipping singing and dancing classes, and I know my teachers are she hasn't been showing up, and I'm it was a self-care decision because I've been overdoing myself. But I feel like getting back into my body will actually also be a good thing to rest. And it might sound weird because dancing is not resting, but it is rejuvenating and it does give you energy in other kind of ways. So working out counts as resting if it's self-care. Cooking, when I say resting, a lot of the time it's cooking, meditating, stretching, dancing, sleeping, writing, going for a walk, spending time with family. Those are things that really give you energy, that bring you back to the present, not scrolling, not constantly looking for content or like watching movies is differently, because I feel like movies you're also more present, but I'm like scrolling on TikTok, on Instagram, like everything that's like too short form, too fleeting, and just drags, it just sucks your energy. It's so like we're in an era of energy vampires, and it's really like a battlefield for your attention and your time, and it's your mental space. And God, your mind is so powerful, and your mind is the key. Your mind and your energy and your perception of the world is the key to unlock the door to your wildest dreams and to walk out of the rooms where you are feeling stuck. You're never stuck. You're never stuck. You're just focusing your energy in the wrong places. But then again, it's a process. We all learn. It's okay if you're not there yet. But I hope this video helps you in some type of way to remind you to come back to the present. And yeah, that was it. I'm gonna rest now. Tomorrow, I have to work in the morning. I just came from work and I have to work in the morning again. So I'm gonna rest now in my bed, sleep, and then tomorrow work, and then I have to actually work. But I will rest mentally. I will allow myself to not worry about what I'm not doing and that I'm not doing enough. Okay, if that makes sense. I know I'm a hypocrite. I'm a walking contradiction. Aren't we all? But we like hypocrites that can admit it from themselves. Hey, that's the difference. Okay, see you all, guys. Take care of yourself. And I definitely hope to see you in the next video. Bye.
Wanna roll up and tryna pull up in the world. I'm tryna blow up and stack my dough up. So hold up, I'ma stay sober, keep my thoughts in order, keep my composure for my sons and all my future daughters. Gotta support them. Wanna roll up and tryna pull